everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Meredith E. Phillips, and we're finally going to talk about 2024 goals. A little bit of housekeeping first, because I definitely meant for this video to be viewable on like the first week of January, because that would make sense. It's been a rough couple weeks because we had Christmas Day, and literally the day after, my husband tested positive for COVID, and then the day after that, I tested positive for COVID. So basically my entire break from work was spent laying down on the sofa or in bed sick with COVID. We've never gotten it before. We've made it almost 4 years and we've never had it before, and we finally got it. It was very annoying. I haven't been that sick in a long time. Like, I've had head colds and stuff, but we were both wiped out. So anyway, and then this past week, most of my symptoms were gone, but I still had a lot of lightheadedness. Like, I couldn't sit at my desk to do my day job until Friday, this past Friday. So anyway, it's been an annoying couple of weeks. We're finally back to like 90% energy levels. I'm doing good for the most part. I can't smell anything. I realized that a few days ago. I was cooking and added a spice that should have been like you should have been able to smell it pretty easily. I couldn't smell it at all. So that's been weird. So sorry this is a little late, but what are you gonna do? I don't think you wanted me showing up all sick and disgusting for a goals video. It is Saturday the 6th when I'm filming this, and normally on the weekend I do vlogging and then you get the vlog like the following Friday. I'm not vlogging this weekend. Our life, because the last 2 weeks basically have been spent being sick and gross, the house is a mess. I haven't been to the grocery store in like 2 weeks. Everything just feels unorganized and a disaster zone. So this weekend is like the get your life together weekend. We're filming some videos. I'm going to clean up the house. We're going to like get things in order. And then hopefully, Monday we can get back to normal life. So you'll get this video on Tuesday, if you're watching it the day it goes live. There will be no vlog this Friday, but then next week, the 16th, I'm really excited. I'm going to be launching the Critique Partner Matchup that I've mentioned a couple times in the last month or so. So that is coming. I have some other author tubers who are collabing with some of their own videos about critique partner things. So all of that will be happening on the 16th. I'm really looking forward to it. And then that Friday, whatever that Friday is, the 20th or the 19th, whatever, you'll get a vlog. So we're looking forward to all of that. For now though, let's chat about 2024 goals, because I do have quite a few goals for the year. Last year, I did that cool like collage vision boardy kind of thing, and I really liked it, but the problem was it has sat behind the chair in my office on the floor for the last year. I meant to like hang it up somewhere. I didn't. It's just sat there and languished. So I was like, I'm not going to do that again. I'm just going to chat about goals. I had some other ideas, but then I got sick. I was like, let's just chat about them. Okay, we don't need to be doing anything crazy and fancy. So goals. I'll start with writing goals, since obviously that's the main point of this channel, and I'll chat a little bit about personal goals, but nothing too crazy there. So the big goal this year, which we're gonna accomplish in January, is to start querying. I know, I'm really excited. Yeah, I mean, you guys saw if you were here last year, I worked really hard on my Regency romance, and it's as ready as I can know how to make it at this point. So my plan for January is to get together a list of literary agents to query and sort of like organize it. I'll talk a little more about like exactly what I'm doing in the vlog coming next week. Yeah, like get the list together, figure out my batching strategy. I do want to reread the book one more time just to fiddle with any little piddly things I want to fiddle with. I don't know. I haven't looked at it since September, so I feel like, let's just reread it one more time. So unless I find some horrific thing in it, like, I don't know what I'm going to be fiddling with, but I do want to do that before I actually start sending queries out. And then the goal this month is to send out my first batch of queries by January 31st. I'm really excited about it. It feels good to be at that stage where I feel confident enough in a project to send it to industry professionals. That's fun. It's a little scary, but I'm mostly just excited. Like, I'm sure I'll get to feeling nervous when I'm like about to push the submit or send button, you know, but right now I just feel excited. I feel ready. I'm ready to go. And I do think my expectations for querying are pretty realistic. I know what the numbers are. I know what the stats are. Is there a good chance that I'll get a literary agent this year? No. Just pure numbers, no. The chances are so incredibly low. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm ready for the experience of querying. And if it results in not getting a literary agent, it's okay. Because I've found that I'm confident in me. I'm confident in my ability to write a book, revise a book, get feedback on the book, implement feedback, and create something that is at least halfway decent. I did that last year. I did the entire thing last year. And I can do that again. So even if this isn't the book that gets me an agent, it's fine because I can make another one. I have a lot of ideas up here. So I'm confident in me that I can do this process over and over again as many times as I need to get a literary agent. Now, once I've gotten the book and the queries and the batches and all of the querying stuff settled and we're sort of in that process, then it's going to be time to start something new. I chatted a little bit about this in one of the videos in December, that hodgepodge video, I think. I wrote book 2 during NaNoWriMo, book 2 in the series that goes with the book that I'm querying. And the general consensus was definitely that I shouldn't be working on book 2. I knew this. Like, I knew that going into even outlining that book. And I was fine with that. I wanted to write it. I had fun writing it. And I need to do something different because if book 1 doesn't go anywhere, what are you going to do with a book 2? I can't query book 2 in a series, right? So we're going to put that aside, which is a little sad because I do love that world. I love those characters. I have so many things I want to do with that, but I'm going to put it aside and do something new. I've already started jotting down notes and sort of, I'm in like the brainstorming phase at the moment. So what my plan is to then make that my primary project for the year. The absolute most ideal scenario I can think of is that I start this new project and actually complete it to the point where it's ready to query by the end of the year. I think that's probably a bit of a stretch, but that's like super ideal. Like I am revising at master level pacing. So I don't know if I'm going to quite get there, but I did do a little bit of a like breakdown for myself by the quarter. And I was using how quickly I was able to do certain things this year. And like, if I can work at that same pace, how far would I conceivably be able to get in a new project? And I think more realistically, I can have a project to the point where it's ready for beta readers and like beta readers have read it by the end of the year. So super stretch goal, completely finish and have a queryable manuscript by the end of 2024. More realistic goal, have beta readers read the book and provide feedback by the end of the year. We'll see how far I can get. For the first quarter, what I'd really love, and I don't know, this maybe is a little bit of a stretch too, I'd love to have the whole project completely outlined. I'm a hardcore outliner. Completely outlined by the end of March, and then be able to draft it in April. I already have some beginning thoughts and some ideas and some plot points, so I'm not at a point where I'm like starting from complete scratch, but we are still pretty early in the planning stages. So if I can't finish an outline by the end of March. That's okay. I don't want to jump into drafting before I'm really ready to, but ideally we'll be done outlining by the end of March and draft in April. So yeah, those are the two big writing goals: querying and starting a new project. I have some other smaller writing related goals, I guess you would say. I do still want to keep reading and researching the Regency period. I'd like to actually get through some full books. I feel like a lot of last year I was like reading a little snippet from this and reading a snippet from that and researching this thing online, and you know, it was just sort of all over the place, which is fine. But I'd like to get back to actually like reading complete books. I find I get a lot of ideas from reading books. You know, you come across information that you had like no idea about, and it just, you know, it sparks more ideas in your brain. So I'd like to get back into that a little bit more. And then I also, one of my goals from last year was to invest in myself as a writer. That was such a great goal and such a fun goal to do. And so that's on the docket again this year: invest in myself as a writer. I've already started to do that. I signed up for a workshop slash class that starts at the end of January, which I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be run by, taught by, organized by Lyssa K. Adams, who did the Bromance Book Club series, slash still is doing that series. I talked about her a bunch like in years past when I was reading those books. I really love those books, and so I'm excited to take this class from her and see what she has to say. And then there's some other opportunities coming. I'm not exactly sure what the opportunities are going to be, but there's things on the horizon that I don't know all the details about yet, but I'm very much looking forward to knowing more, and hopefully some of that will be of interest to me. So yeah, a lot of fun goals this year for writing. I'm looking forward to it. My plan is also to still, in terms of like, how am I going to do all this stuff? Getting up early and working for at least an hour in the mornings, that really worked for me last year. That was great. That was really great. It made me feel accomplished before the day even really got started, you know? So I definitely want to do that again. I have not been waking up early for like a month because I didn't do anything in December, and then I was sick. So we've got to get that alarm set back to 5:30. So I'm going to try to get up on Monday at 5:30 and get back into that early morning routine, because that worked very, very well for me. And then of course spending later time in the afternoons, evenings, and weekends. That's usually when I do all that work. So those are all the writing goals. I'll list a few personal goals. There's nothing like super crazy on here. One of the things that we started doing at the very end of last year, it was like November, I think, when we started meeting, we started chatting with a financial advisor. I know. My job has like no retirement benefits at all. It's a very small business, and so I don't have like a 401k or like any of the things that you're supposed to have. And we've had like, both me and my husband have had like different kinds of jobs over the course of our marriage and since being like adults, and we've put money in certain places. Like, we just had money in like a bunch of random places, and it wasn't organized, and it's not like doing anything beneficial for us. So one of the things I wanted to do for a while is sit down with a financial advisor and be like, tell me what to do with things so that I won't be in the poorhouse when I'm like 75 years old, you know? One of my previous coworkers, she left our little small business and she trained to become a financial advisor, and now she is a financial advisor, and she was like, hey, do you want some help? And I was like, absolutely, I do. So we've been working with her and organizing things, and it's been really good. It's been a little confusing sometimes. I'm like, wait, there's so much like numbers and math, and I don't know. We're getting things organized. We're taking like all of the multiple accounts we have at various institutions and like consolidating it and stuff, actually investing in things. So it's been good. There's still some like finagling and work to do on that front. So we want to continue working with her to get things in order for ourselves, and yeah, that's been good. One of the things I'm hoping to chat with her about here shortly is like house improvement stuff. You know, I always have some weird project on here. The attic stairs, we did that, and now it's kind of like, I don't know, like we have some big projects that need to be done, and I don't know how to like finance them or fund them. it's not like, oh, it'll just be a couple $1,000s. It's like tens of thousands of dollars of like, we need to repipe the whole house because the pipes are from 1968. We need to redo all of the siding on the house because the siding is from 1968. It's stuff like that. We need to redo the entire kitchen because the cabinets are the original builder grade cabinets from 1968. Like, it's just, it's a lot of old stuff. And so yeah. Anyway, so some sort of house project or like saving for a house project, like that's sort of one of the goals. But I'm really pleased so far with what we've been able to do to like organize our finances. This is also, I'm pretty sure, gonna be the year that we become bunnyless. We have one bunny left. If you were here in November, you know, we lost Lucy at the very beginning of that month on the 4th. And we have Junie left. We have little Juniper. And she is not doing great. She developed a cataract in her eye, which isn't like, I mean, she's basically blind in that eye now. But it's a cataract. It's not like it's hurting her. So anyway, she's got some mobility issues. She's got the cataract. Some of her skin is getting real dry. She's like losing fur. My poor little baby. So I'm taking care of her until she doesn't want to be here anymore. But yeah, that's going to be one thing that definitely, I mean, she won't make it through the end of this year for sure. She'll make it a little while longer. Like, she's not at death's door or anything, but she's getting, you know, she's very old. She's getting close. Yeah, it'll be weird once she goes. Like, we won't have our own bunnies anymore. We do still have our little foster bunny. Once Junie passes and we don't have our own buns anymore, I will, whichever foster bunny we have, like, we'll certainly still keep that foster bunny until they're adopted out. But at that point, I kind of want to be done and not have bunnies in the house anymore. That'll be so weird. We've had bunnies for 12 years now. So whenever that happens, it'll be very strange not to have them hopping around in the living room and dining room area. I don't know what I'm going to put in the dining room. Although I don't know what we're going to do with that space. But anyway, so that's on the horizon. Just sort of, that's not really like a goal necessarily, but like taking care of the pets is something that we'll be obviously still doing for a little while longer. And then we've got Jade. We've got Jade. She's been having a rough couple months, I'll tell you what. We've changed up some of her medicine, and like, she can be very unpredictable with how she does. Like yesterday, she was great. She did great all day, super cute, playful, fun. We had no problem. This morning she woke up and chose violence. Like, she was a disaster. So anyway, we're still working with the veterinary behaviorist that we started working with last January. Yeah, we're still working on it. We're still working on it. It'd be great if we could get her on the right medicine for her to really mitigate and reduce the behavioral issues, because yeah, she's definitely a challenge to live with because you never know quite exactly what she's gonna be like from day to day. Yeah, so we're still working on that. And I think that's about it. I'm excited about this year. Last year was really great, and I'm hoping that this year will be really great too. So here we are, a week into the new year by the time you're seeing this. Tell me, more than a week, I guess, but tell me how your 2024 has gone so far. Tell me some of your big writing goals for the year. I'd love to know. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, you can click the subscribe button. I post videos usually on Fridays, but as I said at the beginning of the video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!